Joanna from Bigbebez Crochet, and today I'm going to be reviewing Joann Fabrics' newest chenille yarn, Big Twist Posh. Okay, wait. What does posh mean? Elegant or stylishly luxurious. Well, we shall see if it's really as elegant as its name means, because upon first look and touch, it doesn't really feel like it should be called chenille. I might get canceled for this. I mean, it's soft, but it's not as soft as Sweet Snuggles Light or Premier Parfait Chunky. So, is it a chenille? Is it not? I don't really know. I mean, looking at like the end of it, wherever it went, it looked like, you know, like how chenille yarns look. I don't know. I wanted it to be softer and I wanted it to be thicker. This is really thin. I have heard though that this yarn does not shed as much as other chenille yarns, so maybe that's kind of a trade-off. It's not as soft, but it doesn't make such a mess. We'll find out. Okay, so Big Twist Posh comes in 15 colors, and all the colors are based off of food or drinks, which I think is really freaking adorable. I think that the color choices are really like well thought through. So obviously there is black, white, and gray, which we can all agree is essential. And then I feel like there is some difference of saturation, like strawberry glow, brown butter, bok choy, and blueberry jam seem more darker or dense compared to like the other more pastel lighter colors. And so I'm not sure that all of these colors would always look good with each other in all the different combinations. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like these two look good because they're both brown, but if I was mixing this with something else, it might not flow. These are currently being sold at Joann Fabrics for $9.99. You get a 7-ounce skein, which means you're paying about $1.43 per ounce. I will say this is actually more expensive than Bernat Blanket, Bernat Velvet, and Sweet Snuggles Light, but it is the same price per ounce as Premier Parfait Chunky. Okay, when I got mine, there was a sale, so I really only paid $7.49 per skein, so always make sure that there's a sale going on before you go yarn shopping. Obviously, I purchased brown butter, croissant, and whipped cream. When I was looking at this in the store, it looked really like green, like it was almost stained or something. All the shadows looked green. And now that I'm home, it looks less green, but it still looks a little bit green. So we'll see. Maybe it's, you know, secretly glow in the dark. But yeah, I don't know. It was a little scary when I was purchasing it because I thought it was green, and obviously it's supposed to be white. They recommend using an 8mm hook with this yarn, and they categorize it as a bulky weight 5. I think they're crazy. There's no way I am using a 8mm hook with this if I use a 6 with Bernat Blanket, because this is thin. This is so thin. Okay, here it is compared to Sweet Snuggles Light. I would almost say Sweet Snuggles Light is double the Posh yarn. And then here is the Posh compared to Premier Parfait Chunky. And honestly, I think it's just the fuzziness of the Premier Parfait Chunky and the fact that it's soft that makes it look thicker. But I think they're about the same thickness. It's just this has longer fibers, which make it softer. So I think I'm going to use a 3.5mm hook because that is what I use with Parfait Chunky. I am going to be crocheting Bigbebez Zozo the Cat No Sew pattern. This pattern has taken over my life. It is seriously like my favorite thing ever. And so that's what I'm going to be making. So let's get started. Upon first touch, it's not shedding at all. Proof? Ooh, it did like, you know, like when you shuffle your feet across carpet and they get like really hot? That's kind of what my finger felt like when just touching it. So We'll see if I like crochet so fast I start a spark or something. As normal, it's kind of hard to see the stitches. I'm not really that surprised. I'm not that upset. It's a chenille yarn. I've learned to see the stitches. I just know it can be hard for others too. Magic ring test. Let's make sure I'm pulling this the right way. Oh my gosh, please, please, sir. Okay. It passed the magic ring test. This is 6 single crochet in the magic ring. It's thin. It's very thin. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I will be yarning over in this review. I'm not really sure if it makes a difference. I'm sure it kind of does a little bit. The stitches obviously look different. They're a little bit tighter, but I'm yarning over because this pattern recommends yarning over, even though it has color changes. So I am just chef's kiss. I love this pattern. Apologies for like the shadow. This is my phone stand, and it's just constantly cloudy in Minnesota, so all right, so far so good. We have come across a color change, so we're gonna see how it looks. Don't mind me just throwing everything on the floor. This little kitty has one colored foot. I love it. He only got one sock on. Okay, initial thoughts. It looks and feels better when I crochet with it, but my wrists already hurt. So I don't know if this is going to be my new favorite yarn. I really like this dark brown color, and I like the, oh, I can't remember what this one was. Croissant. If I ever have a project in mind that needs these colors, I might reach for them, but in my everyday market prepping, I probably won't, as I am slightly in pain. Our first piece of shedding, I just cut the yarn, and trying to do this with one hand. Okay, maybe that wasn't so bad. Okay. I mean, not terrible. Okay, I changed into more comfy clothes because I'm freezing cold. So far, so good. Very, very, very small. I wish I had the other cat to show. Oh, here. Okay, this is the Premier Parfait chunky cat, and then this is the Posh cat. I mean, they're kind of the same, just slightly smaller. Ooh, do you hear it squeaking? Can you? Not my favorite, but it's just how it is sometimes. I also didn't color change in the last stitch like I was supposed to. I did test burning the end of the yarn, and that definitely made it stop shedding. So, you know, you can just use a lighter. Okay, I just cut the yarn to color change. Clean. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But it wasn't that bad, so I'm happy. Okay, I just have to show you. Crisscross. Okay, back to crocheting. Okay, never mind. I had to get this because this cake, well, the skein, whatever, come at me, I don't care, doesn't move, or like I haven't caked it, so I have this. He got a little sock, and then he has little butt spots as well. I don't really know what this is gonna be, but we shall soon find out. Okay, I don't really know why people say this yarn doesn't shed. I think it sheds, but I also pull it because, I don't know, maybe if I just didn't pull it, it wouldn't. Oh, it wouldn't shed so much. One side, the color changes look pretty good. Even then. The other side, they look really bad. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the color changes for this weren't perfect. Perfect. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. It'll be fine. Oh, well, I guess it's good to test how well this yarn frogs, because it doesn't frog very well. I'll say that. Not my favorite yarn to frog. That is for sure. Croissant. You almost made me drop my croissant. Just kidding. I can't do voice impressions very well. Oh my goodness, please. It was shedding as I was trying to pull it to tie the knot. No. No, ma'am. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Do we like the view where you can see my hands, or would you prefer to see my eyes and my face? I'm ruining this, aren't I? And I have to switch to white again. And then I have to switch to white again. Do I have white? I have white. Do you ever pronounce the H in white? White. I don't like that. It bothers me. Okay, I am back. It is now the next day, and I am here to crochet some more of this cat. Not much has changed. It's definitely not going to be like my new favorite yarn, but it's not bad. All right, another new day. This cat took me forever to finish, but I think it's very, very cute. Before I give you like my out of 10 rating, and if I'm gonna keep using it, I want to do a yarn winding test. I have not wound this kind of yarn, so I have my yarn winder right here. I also have a really, really big mess because, again, I didn't wind these yet. But I thought I would do it on camera and show you. Trying to find the yarn end. Does this look weird? Because like I feel like the camera's really really close. All right, I found the yarn end. We're gonna see if it survives being wound. I'm pretty sure it will. I don't think it's gonna stretch because it is a chenille. Yeah, I mean, like I suspected, it winds perfectly fine. It still looks like really green right now. Like I'm looking at it on my desk and it looks like it's glowing green. Like it would be glow in the dark. But when I look at it like this, it doesn't. I don't know. It's just like a weird shadow thing, I guess. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll crochet some more things with the white and I'll let you know if it ever turns up looking green. Because this cat doesn't look green. So I don't know what it is with this yarn. I've never had a yarn where like the shadow of it changes the color. Like I get it if I guess I had it like next to a green wall, that would make sense because there's like the reflection of light. I don't have a green wall in here. I have like gray walls and then I have all this rainbow, but I don't know. It's a little funky. All right, and then here's what it looks like caked. This is a big cake. It's really, really big. So, and I already used some of it. And so, yeah, it passes the cake test for sure. Here is my final verdict. Big Twist Posh yarn it's pretty good. It's fine. I like it. Is it going to become my favorite yarn? No. Am I going to end up donating it to Goodwill? No. Will I use it again? Yeah, of course. Before seeing it in person, I was under the impression that the yarn would be a lot thicker than it actually is. I thought it would be thick like Sweet and Snuggles Light, and obviously it's a lot thinner than that. So I was a little bit disappointed by that. The price point is pretty fair. It is more expensive than Bernat Blanket and Sweet Snuggles, but it is about the same price per ounce as Premier Parfait Chunky. This is such thin yarn, I'm sure that you could make a ton of things just from one skein. Color-wise, I like the colors. I think these colors looked great together. They do have white, black, gray, and then 2 browns, even though this is more kind of a reddish brown, they still have the essentials. The white, like right now, it really looks green. I'm not sure if it's like the sunlight, but it looked green in the store. It looks kind of green right now. It doesn't look green once it's crocheted. So take with that what you might. For size comparison, this is the Posh. This is Premier Parfait Chunky. They're about the same size. I think the Posh might actually be a little bit bigger, which was surprising because when you have the yarn strands up against each other, the Premier looked bigger, but I think it was just fuzzier with a thinner like core, and then this is just the core with no fuzz. When you compare it to Sweet Snuggles Light, it is definitely a lot smaller. Either way, I feel like it looks pretty good. This yarn definitely passed the magic circle test with flying colors. There was no mess up. I mean, I only made 1 magic circle. It's a no-sew cat, but it worked really, really well. It was super smooth and it didn't like tear in half when I was trying to pull the magic ring shut. I will say at first I was having a lot of hand pain, but I had just gotten done practicing violin for 3 hours, so I think that kind of might be why. Because when I was crocheting it and finishing the cat yesterday, I had no pain at all. I did have some squeaking, but again, there are like different tips and tricks that you can use to make your hook stop squeaking or, you know, figure it out. And it did go away after like 3 minutes. The color changes are okay. They're not the best, but I'm not too mad. I also think it could have been on me. Just because, you know, color changing, but I feel like the tail color changes look really good. It's just when you're switching from the white to the color and then from the color to white where you can see a little bit of gapping and you can see the difference. But again, it's a calico cat, so I don't think anybody's really gonna care. Now, I think the biggest perk to this yarn is the fact that it doesn't really shed and that when you're sewing, it doesn't completely fall apart. Because I have had that happen to both of these cats and they make me want to rip my hair out. When you sew or when you're sewing the cat like shot up here, the chenille yarns just do this thing where like all the fibers come off and then there's just like these 2 tiny strands of what they were attached to, like the core of it. And it becomes impossible to sew with, impossible to really do anything because it gets so like chunky and tangled. But with the Big Twist Posh, I did not have that problem at all. It just shed a little bit on the end and then it stopped shedding completely. And it's sewed really, really nice. I mean, it's really pretty good. For a new, you know, runway of yarn, it's really pretty good. Cat is really, really cute. So I think I'm going to make a couple more cats with this, you know. People like smaller things. If I were to rate this yarn out of 10, gut reaction says 7, but I'm a little bit apprehensive because it's thinner than what I expected. It does pass the magic ring test. The colors they're good. They're good. I think what really kind of drops it is the fact that it's not that soft. I mean, it's soft, like, soft, but it's not as soft as other yarns I've had. If you liked this video and you want to see some more yarn reviews, make sure to like and subscribe. If you've tried out Big Twist Posh yarn, leave me a comment and let me know what you think of it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Obviously, I liked it and I'm going to keep using it, but I want to know what you guys think. Thank you all so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!